to own it. Just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Everything Sparkle, our Christmas edition, and I have my favorite person, Heidi.
Yay!
Thank you for coming on.
Of course. Happy to be here.
So, Krista, what do you have planned this year?
It's all about the kids and tamales and family. So, big Mexican family. We're all getting together Christmas Eve, eating tamales and presents and all that fun stuff.
That's so much fun.
It'll be fun.
Are you doing the cooking or like?
I'm helping stuff the tamales. That's about
okay. That's good. Because that's a team effort in itself.
It's a big ordeal. So.
So you have a great Christmas story. It's sad, but this is a happy ending. Can you tell us a little bit about what you went through?
Yeah.
Years ago, over 20 years ago.
Yeah, 23 years ago, December 19th. I know a lot of people have lost family, during the holidays. Holidays can be a huge trigger for people, a really hard time.
Or if they don't have family at all.
Right. Just grief and feeling that emptiness or that loneliness or that remembrance of family that's not there anymore. But when I was 12, actually, I lost my dad on Christmas Day. He lost a battle with cancer. And so Christmas has always been kind of, I love Christmas, but it was sad because that happened.
On Christmas Day?
On Christmas Day, yeah. He had battled cancer for 2 years. And so he went into remission, was 99% cured, and then like 3 months later, it came back and he lost his battle with cancer. And it was just, as a 12-year-old, it's very hard to understand why you would lose a family member. And I know you've also lost a family member young. Your dad young, so it's hard to fathom, and then having it happen on Christmas Day is like, wow, okay. And that carried over into my 20s and 30s, just missing my father, and that I don't know, lingering feeling on Christmas Day. But I also lost my mom and brother in a car accident on December 19th in 1998.
And you were in the car, so that's, who was driving?
I was, yeah. So it was my stepdad and myself, my brother, Mark, and my mom. And we were traveling to see my granddaddy for Christmas time. And a dump truck came into our lane, and my mom had to make an emergency maneuver, and the car flipped. So
your mom was driving?
My mom was driving, yeah. And it was instant. I didn't know what happened until, I came to. I didn't know anything until I got to the hospital.
Do you remember at all?
I do remember bits and pieces of it, but for the most part, I just remember waking up. I remember right when we were about to flip, and then coming to and people being around me.
Days later or like hours later?
Oh, no, same
day.
Yeah, same day, like coming to, waking up and wondering where's my mom, where's my brother.
You're waking up in the hospital?
Actually waking up like in the highway, along the highway, and there was like people around.
Oh, at the scene, okay.
Yeah, at the scene, and people saying, "Are you okay?" Making sure I was alive.
Did you know if you were okay? Did you feel anything?
I could tell I was alive. I could move my hands and feet and stuff like that. So I knew it was okay. And then when I went to the hospital, I was kind of confused. Like, okay, we were in an accident. Where's my mom? Where's my brother? I just remember thinking, where are they? And then it was the nurses who told me finally when I was like, where's my mom? And then they told me, your mother and brother passed in the accident.
And instantly? Pretty much, like right away.
Yeah.
So did that give you a little bit of peace that there was no pain?
Definitely. But just the trauma and the pain of finding out in that moment, like the shock was just unbelievable. And I think, I just went into grief.
Did you not believe them? Did you get like, well, let me see them, let me have proof, or did you take it in right away and like, okay, I believe this? I took it in right away, but I was in such shock and pain. Like, I think I cried out, and they gave me something to kind of just, pass out.
really just, I was in physical pain, but I was also in emotional pain. So
you probably didn't even notice your physical pain that much.
Yeah, I was just in so shock, you know. And then I remember thinking after, a day or two, like, this has to be a nightmare. This has to be a bad dream. This can't be real. How do you lose a dad and then you lose your mom and brother? I just thought, this is some nightmare and I'm going to wake up any time. And I kept asking my stepdad, did this really is this a dream or is this real? And he was like, this is real.
How did he recover? Was he okay? Kind of like you guys had minor injuries, or was
we both broke our collarbones. We both broke our collarbones. We were on the same side of the car, and so that was just, we were both shocked and had some minor injuries, but that's it. So yeah, life was really hard after that. I went into a tailspin of alcohol and seeking comfort. I didn't have a relationship with God at the time. I was very confused about God and about life because, as I said, losing my dad and then losing my mom and my brother, I was like, wow, I just didn't get God at all. I thought that I was a bad person and that these things were happening to me.
You're being punished.
Yeah, I was being punished, that God was mad at me and that I'd done something bad and this was kind of payment or something. So that just turned into a tailspin of bad decisions and really lost for like a couple of years where I was drinking, searching. I did graduate from college, so I was able to do that, which is good. But yeah, I was really in a dark place.
So how did you get out of the dark place and the great place that you're in now?
For me, it was coming to like a rock bottom, as people would say. I knew that like my mom had a relationship with God, and so I just was like, I need to know what she knew. Like, I want to be where she is. She's in heaven. I knew that. And I grew up going to church, but I'd fallen away from it. And I'm like, I just need to get back to that. And so I started to try to emulate my mom, like do the things that she would do, read my Bible, try to go to church. But I was like trying to be a good person. And I just kept failing. And I'm like, what? I just was frustrated because I'm like, I can't be good. Like, I just keep messing up, because we're human beings. And so I just got to the end of being sick and tired of like the whole thing over and over again, just the party and the sadness that I felt inside, like a deep hole.
Doing the same thing over and having the same feeling, but thinking, well, maybe this time will be different. It's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Just, the never-ending cycle. And finally, I just was like, I surrender. God, I've been doing it my way so long. This is not working. So I will try it your way. And I remember I just got down on my knees and asked God to come, like, help me. I'm like, I just need help. I can't do this anymore. I'll try it your way because I'm done. I truly surrender. And I got plugged into a 12-step program, which was like great. I feel like that was a God thing too, because it helped me like have steps on like, this is what you need to do to kind of get yourself out of this place that you found yourself in. And through it all, I'd say through all of that was God. That was it, the relationship with God. And that's what God used to get me back to Him. He'll use anything, but for me, it was the 12-step program.
How do you get over, Christmas, how do you get excited about it when all it is brings pain for so many years, and then you get out of that and you're like, okay, now Christmas is coming, is going to be exciting. Where does that process fit in?
Wow. That's been a long time of years of therapy and healing and a relationship with God that it didn't happen overnight at all, but I do find joy in the season now. I can remember them, just the 19th just passed actually, and I'll always think, oh, this is the day my mom and brother passed away and my life changed forever. But like this year I thought, wow, I got a chance to like live my life, and I didn't die in the accident. I was supposed to be here and continue my life and have a family of my own and get married and have kids and experience life, like life to the fullest. So that was my perspective this year, is that, wow, look at God gave me an opportunity, one, to accept Him, and two, to have a full life here. So that's how I find joy in the season, is that just that God's given me a second chance, I guess.
And Clovis Hills, that's been your church for a while, right?
Oh yeah, I love Clovis Hills. Been going there for about 10 years.
So your kids were raised in Clovis Hills.
Oh yeah.
How do you explain this to them? I mean, at what point, because you don't want them to ever experience Christmas the way you once did. How do you explain, hey, Mom went through this, but don't be sad about it, be happy? How did you go through that with them?
Yeah, I just told them, about their grandmother, about my mom, and how much she loved Christmas time and how she made it so special. So I try to incorporate her in the memories. Like when we put things on the tree, we talk about, oh, this was my mom's favorite ornament, or my mom got this for me, and she would have loved to given you guys your own ornaments. And I try to just incorporate them into how I grew up with my mom with Christmas time. So that's how I try to keep her memory alive. And I tell them, your Uncle Mark loved his family. He would have been your favorite uncle. He was so much fun. So just keep.
And you named your son Mark.
Yeah, I named my son Mark after my brother Mark. I just try to keep their memory alive. I think that's really important. And I would say to people going through grief that remember to say their name and remember to talk about them and share the stories, because it does hurt, but I do think it's healing to share and talk about them.
Oh, that's really awesome.
It keeps it alive.
And did Clovis Hills kind of help you through like this time to enjoy Christmas? 'Cause I know you're involved in a lot of the Christmas activities. There's like events, and then you were in the Christmas play. Does that help you a little bit too, get excited about it again?
Yeah, I enjoy just being like serving and representing God in that way of like doing the Christmas plays, and like it's a tradition. Like Christmas to me, holidays is about traditions and of course about Jesus and sharing his love with other people. And so I try to keep that in the forefront of my mind, that it's not really about my loss as much as about life and joy, and trying to do that with the church. I mean, they have all the fun events. I bring the kids there, and it's like just celebrating life,
So you kind of got over a little bit by creating a new normal for Christmas for you, a new tradition, a new things to be excited about, to replace bad memories with good, or like painful memories with good
ones. Even before I had my own family, I had really good friends like Michelle Price and Melanie, my best friend. Like we just create memories together. I was making cookies together, getting together at the house, just creating new memories with people that you love the most. I feel like that was healing for me, is that just relationships. And rather focusing on, of course I remember them, but focusing on what I do have helps me a lot.
Well, that's a great message for the season. So are you going to do church at Christmas Eve or any of that stuff
I think
year?
we are. Usually there was only one service in the past, or two at night, and now there's like several during the day, so me and the kids will be able to go.
You're not doing the 11:30 service?
Night? No. I would love to. I love that. That's another tradition my mom used to do, is the candlelight service at night. So once the kids are old enough, we'll probably do that. But yeah, for now.
You don't want to ruin Christmas Day by keeping up too late on Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. We still, we got to eat the tamales, we got to open the gifts, and we got to get in bed in time. So yeah.
And then New Year's Eve on Christmas, Marlena's going to perform. Are you going to come to that?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds like an amazing way to spend New Year's Eve. I mean, normally I'm at the house because I find it to be too crazy, but Marlena and the worship band, I can get down with that. So I think so. How about you? You gonna go?
I'm working, but I'm thinking about afterward going there. That'll be fun.
It'll be really fun.
And you went to India recently with the church. How was that? With people from the church that were doing that program of going to India.
Yes.
How was that experience?
India was life-changing. I mean, that just, like they say, missions just changes your perspective to realize, You
never did a trip like that before, huh?
I never had been on a trip like that before, no. I've been to Mexico for a smaller mission trip, but this was just mind-blowing, definitely out of my comfort zone. But when you see children who have very little, but they have a sparkle in their eyes and joy that you don't have, you realize, wow, who's really the one that has more here?
Perspective.
Yeah, so I think that's what I came away with from India.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my show. I love you because you're so inspirational, and I'm so glad that everyone gets to see this side of you.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on and letting me share the story.
Thank you for watching our Christmas episode. Enjoy the lovely Marlena.
Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Christ the Lord. He is our King. Oh, yes. Oh, come and sing. Oh, come and sing. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, come and sing. Oh, come and sing. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We will come. Oh, come and sing. We will come and sing. Hallelujah, hallelujah to the King. Hey, yes, for you alone are worthy. For you alone are worthy. For you alone are worthy, Christ the Lord. You worthy, King Jesus, 'cause you're worthy of it all. You are worthy of it all. For from you are all things, and to you are all things. You deserve the glory. Oh, come and praise the King.
Thank you for coming on Everything Sparkle. You haven't been on in like 2 years. It was pre-COVID.
It was pre-COVID. This is like my 2-year anniversary of being in Fresno, being a Fresnan. I'm a true Fresnan
So
now.
I got you almost at like the start of your Fresno journey.
You were the one who, you broke me into the Fresno experience. It was you.
Oh boy, I don't know if I wouldn't be responsible for that. Actually, didn't Shawn go and grab you from San Diego?
Yeah, that's it. He came with a white van one day, snatched me up, asked me if I wanted some candy, and then up to Fresno we went.
Oh my! What do you think of this experience though? Because it's like you went from major heat into like no one prepared you for the Central Valley, right?
Oh no! Well, I mean, Shawn did, and I understood it. And I've done stuff overseas. Like we, as a family, lived in Africa for a little bit. But it's like
I love the comparison. It's
yeah, you know. Actually, Africa was kinder, but in many ways. But it's I think mostly it's just that my whole Fresno experience has been in quarantine. That was hard, but
oh, that's right.
Now I'm like venturing out, and like it's like I'm like inching my way out into the unknown of Fresno, and it's been fun.
But you went from like the beach every day.
I did. I surfed every day. I had my surfboard, my old office. I had my surfboard in my office, and at lunch would just go hit the waves. And now it's a little bit of a drive. I want to do that.
I bet. So how are you liking Fresno? Because you're in charge. What's your role again at the church? I'm so sorry.
I'm a part of the creative department and team, and we have a great team, and I'm the worship pastor. So
okay, the worship pastor.
I have a lot of hats, but that's what we're going to go with.
That's right. I know you do a lot. That's why I was like, I knew you were like some directors and so the worship pastor. So that's really cool. Did you like when you came into that title?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time, so it's just kind of being able to come up. I was a kind of a kid at my old church, and so coming up as like I'm the adult, and I'm like, oh, I'm the adult. It like stops at me. So it's like I can't need an adult. I am the adult, and so I have to make like all the decisions.
Oh my, how's that been?
It's been fun. Can I tell you, like, I have a great team. Like, then that's the way we kind of structured it when I got here. I know I work better as a team.
Everybody does what they're supposed to do.
Everyone does what they're supposed to do, but we all speak into each other's roles. So it doesn't just stay in our lanes. We all kind of like cohesively, like a family, like, okay, well, get outside perspectives. And it's been really great. I have such a great team that people don't even get to see on a Sunday. They're all backstage.
That would be cool to do behind the scenes of what
goes on. It'd be a lot of fun. There's so much. There's like the crazy broadcast room where there's like it's like a station, and it's like people have their headsets on.
Well, it's a production, and any production, there's so much that goes into it. People just have no idea what goes into it.
Yeah, well, especially with quarantine, we all kind of had to become a production.
Oh, you had to become very creative. That was where you really became
We got very creative at Clovis Hills. Shawn is a very creative man.
And so I think I heard that you furthered your education to step into the role that you are in, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I in general just am really stoked. I didn't have to, but I'm really glad that I did.
So what did you do?
Right now I'm in seminary getting my master's of theology.
Oh my, that's a lot.
It's fun.
It's fun, but it's still a lot of work though.
Well, I think it was like, well, I'm at home. Might as well just go to school and read some books.
So how far are you in that?
I'm a year in.
So you'll graduate like a year?
No, I'm going slow because
you have a lot of responsibilities.
I have a lot of responsibilities, but it's really fun.
That's so exciting. So where do you go for seminary?
It is Gateway Seminary, and it's online. It's on Ontario, I think, and I go online, and it's been a really good experience. And so I'm thinking of either also getting my master's of Christian counseling, but I'm still playing with it.
You would do the overachiever route, wouldn't you?
No, it's just I like choices, and I see all the things and want it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
So if you have a problem, like you're stumped on something, do you go to Shawn and be like, hey, this was going on in my class. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, but we have so many pastors on staff to ask like all their opinions, and everybody has a different opinion. It's great.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So you'll get something completely different from one than the other. That is
not
funny.
Completely, but like it's like even if they have the same kind of perspective, they'll come at it at a different angle. It's really fun.
I love that.
That's a lot of fun. Exactly. Like I'll be like, books on the attributes of God, go. and it's so much fun to watch them all throw in like the things because they get excited to learn too.
That's going to give you an edge because a lot of people in seminary, they don't have that where they're that involved in.
Yeah, exactly. There's like all these, there's like this big software you can like get that's like 10 grand and it has all of like the books and information you can get. And I'm like, I've just walk into an office and ask for a book and they give it to me.
Wow.
So I'm lucky. I'm really lucky.
So how have you seen things grow since you've been there? Because when you came in, wasn't there kind of like a mission and purpose? And like, this is what we see for our church, our vision, this is what we're going to do. How have you seen it shift in that time?
Well, I think it's like the vision. The cool thing about the Hills community is vision doesn't really ever shift because it really is so simple, keeping the main thing, and preaching the gospel of Jesus. And I've seen that be the thing that honestly has been the true north to keep us going straight and not wandering during quarantine. It's actually been quite awesome. I think what's cool is seeing the different ways we've achieved that and the different ways we've grown to realize this is still the main thing. And so it would help us know that other things are just not important and that all these other things are what's important. So I think the vision being the main thing, which is the gospel, and that's always what you're going to get at the Hills community and at the church. And I love that. There really is no bait and switch. You're going to come to church and it's going to be church. And it's going to be a place where people love you. And it's going to be, we are like literally just like ragamuffins, and Shawn's the captain of the ragamuffins. So it's, the island of misfit toys. That's what he uses all the time. And he is our captain of the misfit toys.
How funny. So how often do you get to go back home to San Diego to be with like your fam?
Yeah, actually quite often. I just went for vacation, a 2-week vacation.
Oh, nice.
And got to see my nieces and nephew. It was really nice seeing family. And so while I was down there, my mom had a small stroke. And it was almost one of those, it was a huge actual God thing that I was there. Because right when I got there, I got to be like, oh no, we're taking you to the hospital. We got it just in time. And then now, even me being far away, like she's getting all the treatment she needs. And I was worried about that coming home. And you know, it's been cool to see, how I have San Diego community and Fresno community. And then now, it was hard at first, but now more than ever, it's like there's really this like, it's just like my family's gotten bigger. And it's been really cool support.
Do they ever come here and see you in action?
My family hasn't yet because I mean a lot of Navy. It's been difficult. People are like at school, and then my mom with having her stroke. But a lot of my friends have come up, and it's been fun having them up. And some of them are musicians and play, and so they've come and played. And what I love about our church is every single one of my friends that has come up from San Diego to play, they leave as part of the family. And they've said that. They're like, wow, like you've really got a family thing going on as a special place. It's a special church. And it's almost like my friends being like, man, you moved to Fresno. They weren't sure about it. They thought, okay,
I'm sure.
I hope this is the right decision for you.
But
they trusted me and how I hear God. But I love them coming up and being like, oh yeah, this is a great community. Hearing them say it's a special community definitely like warms my heart. But can I say you as a San Diegan, I'm in love with Fresno, even during a quarantine. I love it here.
That's really cool.
This is the place I want to be.
Well, it's good that they were coming out because I bet when you first moved, they were probably like hoping that you'd come back.
Yeah.
You didn't like it. That's what everybody thinks in their friends.
100%.
And then now they came back and had a good experience. They're like, okay, you could stay.
They're like, all right, we're ready for you. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, guys, I'm staying here.
So last time you were on my show, you gave me your CD. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Do we have another one coming out?
Well, I'm actually going to do an EP later in the year, hopefully in the summer. It's a goal of mine. But right now, even more exciting because I really am like the super uber Italian that's like a la familia. I want to do things together with my community. It is really exciting and my favorite thing that my team at the church, we've been writing music and singing it at church. And we are in the process of recording an EP called Altars.
Oh, the stuff that you guys have been writing?
Yeah, and that should be coming out in the spring. And if you want to hear it, you can come to our New Year's Eve service on New Year's Eve.
So they're going to debut new music on New Year's Eve?
We are.
How fun.
It's
So
gonna be fun.
what time is that going to be?
10 to 12, but like come hang out at 10. We're going to start at 10:30 and we're going to have a night of worship. We're just going to like sing all night and have baptisms and just have a big praise party and just enter into the new year like singing and just being fools.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get to do anything last year because of the quarantine.
I know.
That's really
It's crazy.
exciting. And then Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Are you doing some special music then too?
We are, and I'm so excited because I have a choir. It's a little choir, baby choir, but it's a choir. And
that's so cool.
We
Can
have
do some
like
harmonies.
Oh yes, we're gonna get down. It's gonna be great. I 100% am a believer in nostalgic, traditional Christmas. Don't mess with Christmas.
I agree.
It's perfect the way it is. It's gonna be like, it's just gonna be exciting, and it's gonna be fun. Our services are fun. It's gonna be great.
I've never missed a Christmas Eve episode, so I can't wait to come and see what you guys have planned.
I can't wait either. It'll be great.
So Christmas music, Christmas Eve, and then the New Year's on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you can follow us on Clovis Hills Church on all of the social networks and stuff and see what we're up to.
Yeah, so when people have nothing to do, we can just
and it doesn't matter, like whatever you believe in, like it's been so much fun to have people of different places, different walks, different wherever they are. I always just say, forget religion, come investigate who the person of Jesus really is, because that's what's worth it.
We're a church without a religion pretty much, right?
It's a relationship, yeah. We're so cheesy.
I know, we are cheesy.
We've become those like Christian girls like the old us would beat up, right?
Oh, that's so funny. Well, it's good because everybody should come to the church that feels that way. We're fun. We accept them all.
Yeah, we do.
And then if people want to reach out to you, are you very open on your social media with people coming and following you and talking to you?
100%. Like, I'm here for it. I love it. Anybody can contact me.
Do you get that a lot where people come and start talking to you about that's why you want to go counseling, huh?
What?
Is that why you want to get into counseling a little bit?
Yeah, I do. I love counseling our young students and young adults and anyone really. And so, yeah, I just feel like we've all been through it. I go to therapy. I love therapy. So I want to, even if it's not as a therapist, I just want to have the biggest tools to love people well. I just want to love people better every day.
And what's some of the good feedback that you've heard when people do DM you and and they come to you for advice? What's some of the feedback you've heard?
I mean, hopefully, I think people have been encouraged that I don't try to fix them. You could just listen? I'll just listen and affirm, like, yeah, that's hard. And I won't try to fix them. We're not supposed to, but I'll encourage them. I will always encourage everybody to just really, really point them to Jesus. That's what I'm always going to do. You don't have to take that advice, and I'm totally fine with it, but I have been so transformed by him. My identity in him has helped me with rejection. It's helped me with shame. It's helped me with everything in my life. And so why wouldn't I want to share that feeling with anybody else?
What does your family think of all of this, like all that you've done and become?
I mean, they think it's cool, I think.
Were they like surprised that you went so deep and now you're like...
Yes. But now they're not surprised because it's been a long time.
Yeah, because that's a big deal.
Well, yeah, going from, being in a punk rock band and then now I'm a pastor.
I know, that's got to be funny.
Wait a minute, that's Shawn's story too.
I know, this is so great. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Marlena.
Absolutely.
And everyone's got to follow you on all
the media is Marlena Copado.
And you'll tell us when everything's dropping and when we can go and listen to different songs.
We just want to create a really fun environment for people to check out community.
Awesome, check her out.
Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Pastor Shawn Beaty from Clovis Hills Community Church, and I'm going to read to you the story of Jesus' birth from Luke chapter 2. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that the whole empire should be registered. This first registration took place while Quirinius was governing in Syria. So everyone went to be registered, each to his own town. Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house of the family line of David, to be registered along with Mary, who was engaged to him and was pregnant. While they were there, a time came for her to give birth. Then she gave birth to her firstborn son, and she wrapped him tightly in cloth and laid him in a manger because there was no guest room available for them. In the same region, shepherds were staying out in the fields and keeping watch at night over their flock. Then an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone all around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for look, I proclaim to you the good news of great joy that will be for all the people. Today, in the city of David, a Savior is born to you, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be the sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped tightly in swaddling and lying in a manger." And suddenly there was a multitude of heavenly hosts with the angel praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and peace on earth to people he favors." When the angels had left them and returned to heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go straight to Bethlehem and see what has happened, which the Lord has made known to us." They'd hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby who was lying in the manger. And after seeing them, they reported the message that they were told about this child, and all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds had said to them. But Mary was treasuring all of these things in her heart and meditating on them. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had seen and heard, which were just as they had been told. This is God's word. You know, that story, we hear it every year, and sometimes we think it's just a story. But the reality is it's actually something that comes straight out of history. And you can go to Bethlehem. You can go to Bethlehem Ephrathah, the place where Jesus was born. You can see the fields where the shepherds worked their sheep and were shepherding their sheep. This is a real moment in history. You know, there was a time when people used to think, oh, this is just a myth, you know, it didn't happen. But what we've learned is any literary scholar will tell you this is no myth. You know, to write something like this in the first century, they'd never use real cities or real people and mix it together with fiction. You know, C.S. Lewis was a professor of ancient literature at Oxford, and he talked about that, how these are clearly first-hand accounts of something that happened in history. And there's a reason we call it history, because it's his story. It's God's world. This is our Father's world, and he sent Jesus into this world. Now, one of the things that was always strange to me, because you know the story is told very briefly, and some of it's because you know Luke is trying to write this on papyrus. It's very expensive. There's you only get one shot at it. You can't erase it. Things like that. So they write these stories briefly without tons of detail. But I always wondered, okay, how did the shepherds find Joseph and Mary? If the place was super busy, there was no room in all the inns, there was no room in all the houses, they had to be in the stable. How did they find the baby Jesus and Joseph and Mary? Well, and as I began to study and as I began to learn and get into graduate school, and then I traveled to the Holy Land multiple times, here's what I found is that in the scriptures, in Micah, hundreds of years before Jesus was born, it was prophesied that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem Ephrathah, not just the city of Bethlehem, but Ephrathah, which is a neighborhood in Bethlehem. So it narrowed it down even more to a neighborhood. And in Bethlehem Ephrathah, there's a place called the Tower of the Flock. And it was really like an agricultural compound where the Levitical priests in that area would raise the perfect lambs for sacrifice in the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. See, Bethlehem's only about 5-6 miles from Jerusalem. And they would raise these perfect lambs. And what would happen is when the lambs would be born, if one was considered perfect, the priest would grab this lamb, they would clean it, and they would treat it specially compared to the other lambs, and they would wrap it in swaddling, and they would lay it in a manger in the Tower of the Flock. So the minute the angel and this heavenly host appeared to these shepherds, and by the way, the shepherd's field is about a half a mile from the Tower of the Flock. They knew exactly where to go when they heard that the Christ child was wrapped in swaddling, laid in a manger, just like the priest would do for the perfect lamb. They didn't understand why, but they knew, oh, let's go to the Tower of the Flock. I bet he's laying in that manger. They put him in the one where they put the perfect lamb. Mary had no idea that Jesus was going to die for the sins of the world. But it was probably something that she thought about and talked with her family about for years and years and years. And here's the fascinating part. You know, we find in the Bible 30 years later, Jesus comes to the Jordan River and he sees John the Baptist. And I want to remind you, John the Baptist is actually Jesus' cousin, we know in Scripture. And when John sees Jesus walking down to the Jordan River to be baptized, John's words are, "Behold the Lamb of God who's come to take away the sin of the world." See, if I'm correct, my guess is this story was told in their family all of the time. That Jesus was born of Aunt Mary, and supposedly Aunt Mary was a virgin, and we don't know how that happened, but she said she was, so maybe she was. And that there was no room in the inn in Bethlehem Ephrathah, so they had to do it in a stable, and they ended up wrapping him in swaddling, like they wrapped the Levitical lambs, and put it in the manger like they put the perfect lamb. And this is why John calls him, "Behold the Lamb of God." See, John had no idea either that Jesus, his whole reason for coming was, one, to show us life, a perfect life, what it looks like to live in shalom, perfect harmony with God. But really, he came to die for our sins. And the meaning of Christmas is that God loved you so much, he left the throne of heaven, he left everything to come find you and me, and to die for our sins and reconnect us to him. And it's a beautiful story. So as you go through Christmas and all the traditions of Christmas, some of them secular, some of them holy, remember that God loved you so much, he left everything to come and find you and die for you so that you could be connected to him forever.
Thank you for coming to the new set, Shawn. How do you like it?
I love it. It's awesome here.
So it's so great to hear you talk about the Christmas story, because I'm sure you get this a lot, but does it get like a little redundant every year to talk about it? Because it's like every year the same time you're telling the same story. How do you keep it fresh and exciting?
100%. It does. Christmas and Easter are like, for me, like very stressful in the sense that, like, how do I make this story everyone's heard every year? They've heard Linus read this every year. Right, on a Charlie Brown Christmas. How do you bring life to it? So it's not just some story you read as a kid.
Exactly.
That it's like real history and pertinent to our life. You know what I mean? So that's something I work really hard at. It takes a lot of study. I've been to the Holy Land 5 times now, just to really so I can wrap my head around these things that happened and have a spatial awareness even of it.
I like that history, his story.
Yeah, it is. It's his story. He wrote it. He wrote all history, the good and the bad, and he's going to redeem all of it too. The bad will be all undone.
And so me and Marlena were talking about this church is like, it really takes everybody that we're not so focused on religion. It's more about relationship. Was that one of your focuses when you came to Clovis Hills that you wanted to focus on? Yeah.
So I'm a big believer that the gospel is enough. Like, we don't need any more religion. As a matter of fact, religion usually drives people away from the true
right.
God. It becomes act right, behave well, and then you'll get God's blessing and maybe you'll go to heaven. That's what religion really is, and that's all the religions. But the gospel says that no, you and I don't act right. Even when we try to, we still
fail.
Yeah, we still fail. We still sin. We still screw up. And that's why Jesus came, because he did it right for us. And that's the gospel. So people aren't projects to be fixed. Like, I'm not here to fix you because I'm screwed up enough. I need to work on myself. And religion is more like, no, let's all manage our behavior and God will be happy with us, if that makes sense.
Isn't that hard to get across when people are like, the moment they find out you're pastor, and then it's like a really big church and everyone's just like all the the preconceived notions come out. They're thinking, oh, this is going to be religion. Oh, this guy's going to preach to me.
Sure.
Oh, this. How do you get through to be like, no, this isn't that kind of. I try every day tell people it's not that kind of church, and when they come with me, they see it's not that kind of church.
Yeah.
How do you get through to people?
You know, I try to just be myself and like not act like a pastor. You know what I mean? Or like, you know, because a lot of people's preconception is like, I'm going to be like Ned Flanders, like, Heidi Hogue, neighbor, can I wash your feet today? You know, that kind of thing. So I try and just be real, and, you know, and when I'm mad, and, you know, and I apologize when I do something wrong, but I also don't like try and hide that I believe in Jesus and that I follow Jesus as well too. So just trying to make them relatable. And to some people, like they're like, oh wow, I love that. You know, other people, they've grown up with religion and it works for them, if that makes sense.
Right.
And that's fine. I'm not here to like poo-poo it, but I just, what we're trying to bring is really the good news that God has come and He's done it for you. And all you have to do is believe, you know? And if you believe and you receive God's grace, like the change will come. God will enter into you, and Jesus will begin to change you from the inside out rather from the outside in. You know, religion tends to do outside, like act properly.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you'll change inside. But, you know, I was religious for a time in my life, and I did all the right things on the outside, but inside I was just struggling. You know, it didn't change.
Usually it's like a compensation thing when we're trying to make an outer appearance. It's like, because we know inside it's not. So
right. Like if you do a 12-step, right? They always say fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And that totally makes sense, right? Because there are times like when I don't want to live a life that honors God. I want to go out and sin. But
Right.
and that's what my gut tells me, is what my flesh tells me, is what I want to do. But then there are times where you got to just fake it till you make it. But like if that's the whole strategy, and you're not allowing God to change you from within, like you can't do that forever. You can't fake it forever.
yeah,
You won't make it.
Pretty much, yeah. And so much has happened with Clovis. I mean, I feel for you guys, like all the changes that you had to make going virtually. I know you weren't comfortable with that. You felt like a television.
It was awful. Put one hand on the television and one in your pocket, brother. Yeah, I felt like a creepy televangelist for sure.
So things have gotten back a little bit more normal. What can we look forward to? What do we have coming up that we can be excited about, that we're getting back to like everything?
Yeah, so we're doing our Christmas Eve services this year, and we've got them all over the place. So our North Campus, which is across the street from Clovis North, has it has four. It has a 2 o'clock, 3:30, 5, and then an 11:30 at night one where we do communion at midnight. It's kind of like a midnight mass. And then we have a Old Town Clovis campus is doing one at 5. We have a campus in Marin County up in the Bay Area, and they're doing one at 5. We have one in downtown Fresno on Tulare Street, and that one's going to be doing one at 5 too. So all over the place, and we're excited about that. It's just like, there's something about Christmas. You know, I heard Marlena talk about the nostalgia behind Christmas. There's something beautiful about that nostalgia. And we just want to bring that back to people, like remind them what Christmas is about, some of those old traditions that really take you back to better days in your life, because we've been through some really bad days. And it'd be nice to remember some better days in our life, you know?
So it was really weird because we were trying to grow when everything was happening with COVID, because that's when Clovis Campus came about, and there were events that had to be postponed. And how was it like growing, and what do you think the like progress has been on that?
Yeah, so pastoring during a pandemic was awful. Not just because I felt like a televangelist, but like I think a couple things happened, right? Like our culture over the last 5 years has gotten like fiercely political, and the church is no different in that sense. So like no matter what I decided, there was a segment of the church that was like, he's a liberal or he's a right winger, and they were upset at whatever decision was made, if that makes sense. So you couldn't make
everybody happy.
Yeah, and just in general, most people weren't. And then there was a good portion of the church that just felt bad for me. They understood that. They're like, yeah, he's got to make a decision, and you can't make everyone happy on this one. And so it was hard. We had to cancel a lot of things. But we also, like, you're a trainer, so no tension, no muscle, right? No pressure, no diamonds. So we pivoted, and, we grew during that time. We became an online church, and we picked up, 500 to 700 new people online watching.
That's what I was going to say. Were you able to get people around the country, people that didn't live here, that were interested in Clovis Hills?
Yeah.
Because I shared it a few times, and people in other states were like, oh, this is really good. And I imagine that you must have gotten an overwhelming response. Yeah,
that was the cool part, is especially the first month, I'd say, when you have a church with a couple thousand people in it and they all hit share, like, that's really helpful. You know what I mean? Like, right now, if you're watching Sparkle, subscribe and share. That really helps. You know what I mean? Because people, like, catch on. Everyone's social network.
I was shocked at the people that were watching that were responding. I was like, oh my gosh, that person saw it.
Yeah. And then they see, like, oh, it's not that weird. Okay. And then the other thing that happened is I pastored I was a senior pastor in Oceanside for 10 years, and I was a youth pastor in Carlsbad for 9. So I had a whole network of people down there, and they couldn't go to their church. And, they follow me on Facebook or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So they weren't going to church anymore. And they're holed up in their house, and they see me share.
They had no choice but to watch it.
Yeah, they see me share it, and they're like, oh, I'm going to watch Shawn. I remember I used to listen to him, and
that's pretty awesome.
We picked up a whole group of people in Southern California that, just latched on, or, we lost people too. People found other churches online too. There's a lot of great churches online, and that's okay. Like, we're not in competition with other churches, if that makes sense.
No, I understand. And you just want people going to church.
Yeah, we want people to worship Jesus. So.
Yeah, I got a little bit lazy with going in person after that. I can't admit. I was like, oh, because at first I never liked watching it online before COVID. When there was an option, I was like, no, I have to go. I don't want to watch it online. And then it became like the reverse.
Yeah, you get used to it. You're like, this is bad. I don't have to put pants on. This is awesome.
But now it's like we have all these events coming up. What are some of the things that 2022 is going to bring for us?
Oh, man, it's going to be awesome. So we have a conference coming in May of 2022, which is going to be a lot of fun. And he's a New York Times best-selling author 5 or 6 times. His name's Lee Strobel. He has a movie on Netflix about his life called The Case for Christ. And he was the editor of the legal section of the Chicago Sun-Times and the Chicago Tribune. And he was an atheist. And because he had a legal background, he set out to kind of prove the Bible and Jesus wrong using, like, legal evidence and the legal process. And in the process, he ended up becoming a believer. And
trying to disprove it.
Yeah. And a few years later, he wrote a book about it. It became this huge bestseller. They did a movie about his life. So Lee is going to be coming to that conference. He's going to speak on Sunday morning. We're going to be launching a new campus here in downtown Fresno on Tulare Street, which is going to be a lot of fun. We are launching we'll do a grand opening of our campus in Marin County. And, we've got some carnivals, some stuff for kids, a lot of things for families. We do a Sunday night service that's kind of geared at young adults. Like, that one's just, it's really cool. It gives people, in their 20s something to do on a Sunday night, because there's not much to do around here on a Sunday night, and people to connect with. So we're really excited about this next year.
That's great. So Tulare Street, we know we have a homeless problem.
Yeah.
And people are always saying, what are we doing to help the homeless? Or what are some of the things that Clovis Hills is taking active role in helping the homeless?
We work closely with the Fresno Mission. We work with their Disciples program. We do feeding. We do clothing. So I have a phrase, go be the church, right?
Right.
So this is a great story. This is just a small way. So instead of like we will do stuff as a collective to help the homeless and help get people off the street and help transition. But then what happens is people like you go, oh yeah, I'm the church. I can do something. So I had this guy, and he texted me. He's like, hey, I hope it's okay, but I made 50 sweatshirts, and it says, King Jesus loves you, Clovis Hills. And I'm just going to go, it's getting cold. I'm going to go give them to 50 homeless people downtown. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So our campus pastor for the Tulare Street, he was driving down last week. He's like, dude, I saw like 5 guys with Clovis Hills sweatshirts. Homeless dudes tooling around. Yeah, just a guy being the church. So like we help support some of the bigger social programs, Pavarello House, things like that, ENP. But we also just have people being the church.
Yeah, just little things like that we could do.
Yeah, and another great story is our campus pastor, Brandon, was handing out flyers because he's doing soup and Santa. He's going to do pozole and Santa this Saturday.
Oh,
right?
I want some of that. That's amazing.
Exactly. Saturday morning, he's doing that. And he was handing out flyers, and this homeless guy goes, hey, can I have one? He's like, oh, yeah, sure. He gave it to him. He's like, yeah, we're going to have soup. Come on down. He's like, you let me come? He's like, of course, man. Bring a couple friends. He's like, really? He's like, yeah, everyone's welcome at our church. He goes, do you want some help? He's like, sure. So that guy walked around with him all day handing out flyers.
That is so cool.
You know what I mean? So anyone can be the church, whether, you live in a mansion or, you're on the streets. And we want to help people that want to get off the streets. And then we also want to just sometimes bless people that are still not ready, if that makes sense too, because it runs the gamut when you meet people that are homeless. They all have a different story. They all have a different background. And the best thing we can do is treat them as human, if that makes sense. That's the first step of helping them.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my show. Thank you for making us see Christmas a little bit, differently, reminding us how important the story is.
Well, thank you. It's always fun.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here, oh, I must confess, dear, don't think I'm in love with you. Winter is coming and I don't know what to do, and there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't want to be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing pretend.
It's a mystery.